It's time for another Powerboard episode, and this time we're testing the mighty Deep Blue. So this episode we're testing the mighty Deep Blue. It is our most high-end AMD build. So it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to fare up against the Great White Shark, who is currently topping the leaderboard with a score of 9,529. That's the premium build with the 3090 graphics card and the I9-12900k processor. So it's going to be interesting to see if this build can topple that. So let's run through what's actually inside this computer. Everything is built in our aquarium case. We have a water cooler with a 360 with RGB fans. I love that personally. We have the AMD Ryzen 9 5950X processor with the Asus TUF RX 6900 XT 016G gaming graphics card. We have 16 gigabytes of RAM, RGB of course, and it is all mounted in the Asus TUF Gaming X570 Plus motherboard. We have a 1000 watt power supply and we have a 2 terabyte NVMe. There are obviously some sleeves to make everything look a bit cooler, and the cool thing about this case is that you also get a remote so you can control the RGB directly. So this is it. This is kind of the battle of the titans. We have our biggest AMD build and we're gonna match it up against our top contender, the premium Intel build with 3090 RTX graphics card. So it's going to be interesting to see if this AMD build can actually outperform the Great White Shark. As always, we are testing in Timespy Extreme. That is our go-to benchmark program where we test the GPU and the CPU and get one final score that we can put up on our SharkGaming Powerboard. As always, there's going to be some small discrepancies in the results, but the great thing about Timespy Extreme is you can also see if your score aligns with all the other tests that have been run with the same configuration. So let's say we run this build and it's 1,000 points lower than all the other builds. That would tell us that something is off. Perhaps the cooling is not as it should be, or we have issues with airflow or something that will hinder the performance. We're testing in Windows 11 settings. That's our new standard here in season 2 of the Powerboard. The reason why we do this is because all of the newer machines with the newer CPUs specifically perform better in the Windows 11 settings. And in general, there are some pretty good advantages for gamers with the Windows 11. Now, we fully respect that people want to maintain their love relationship with Windows 10. I do that myself at home. And that makes sense if you have an older processor and older hardware in your PC. But if you're using newer hardware like we are in all of our builds, Windows 11 makes the better sense. So let's get to it. Let's see what the result is going to be. I have the final score here. Our aim was to compete with the Great White Shark. And boy, oh boy, did we do that. The mighty Deep Blue with the Ryzen 9 5950X processor with the RX 6900 XT has netted a score of 9,675, which beats the Great White Shark. We have a new board leader. I guess this is fuel to the fire between the Intel and AMD, especially when testing in the Windows 11 settings where the 12th generation Intel processors have been they've basically been built to work better in Windows 11. So it is quite interesting to see an AMD build which is more or less equally comparable, actually outperforming the Great White Shark, the high-end Intel build. Now we have an AMD up on the top. Let's see if anyone's gonna be able to beat that anytime soon. I'm not sure. What do you think we need to topple that big guy over there? Is it the Threadripper? Could that be a solution? Do we need to cool something with liquid nitrogen, or do we need to call in the army of hamsters? How are we gonna do this? Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell so we can keep seeing you here at these videos. Thank you so much for watching. It's always a pleasure, and have a great time. Bye.